This is take 3. I'm definitely doing something out of my comfort zone, but I'm going to try to talk faster, not take up so much time. I'm going to share a couple of things with you. One of the things I'm going to share with you is the redox molecules that I have been talking about in my post for kind of close to a year now. Honestly, I took it for about 6 months before I started sharing it with anybody. But in the process of that 6 months, my health improved so much that I felt like, well, here's the thing. I would see people getting in and out of their vehicles at Walmart, let's just say in a parking lot in town, and I would see them suffering as much as I suffered, with major discomfort that made it hard to move, made it hard to take every step that was taken. And I knew they were having the same problems I was having, with having problems even just getting up in the mornings and getting my feet on the floor and moving. But also there were other things. For instance, many times after a service, when my daughters and I had been singing, and I would hug somebody's neck that had a lot of perfume on, I would come away with whelps on my neck and face. Sometimes my lips would swell. I would have to go home and wash that off. And one of the times we were coming back from singing, we had been in Glen Rose, Texas, had sang at a festival and then sang that night at a church, and was on our way home, and I felt my lips swelling up. And I turned the light on and looked in the mirror and realized I had whelps all over the side of my face, and my lips were swelling, and it was from hugging someone that had perfume on. And so I had a lot of major reactions to chemical things and perfume things. And that night, all I could do was drink massive amounts of water on my way home, trying to get it flushed out of my system. There are my 2 little yappy weenie dogs. If you know anything about dachshunds, you know they're well known as the yappiest breed. Boys, stop. Brentwood, stop. Sorry about that. Anyway, I'm going to finish telling you about the Redox. Comes in a liquid form. I take 2 ounces in the morning, 2 ounces in the evening. Tastes like, to me, it has always tasted like mild saltwater pool water. To some people, if you're very toxic, it might taste like chlorine. I know one couple that was a man who had been in the military for years, been through a lot of chemical exposure, and to him, when he first tasted it, it tasted like straight chlorine. It doesn't taste that way now. It's an interesting thing that as your body utilizes the molecules and begins to detox those things that you had in excess, and begins to allow itself to, I guess, one of the doctors in this company refers to the redox molecules in your body as being the inner doctor. And that's a really good description of what it does. And so as your body, though, begins to work on things on its own, you'll find that you don't notice the taste of it. It gets better. It gets better and better, so that you can just drink it, and you don't even say, I mean, a lot of people even get a drink of it and they say, oh, that's not bad, I can do that. But I'm going to tell you, if you were in as much discomfort as what I have lived with for the past few years, a little bit of something that isn't exactly what you might want is a small thing to do to give your body what it needs to heal on a cellular level. And I know a lot of people have products that talk about cellular level stuff today, but there is no company at all, anywhere, that has redox molecules. No company at all that has something that compares to this. You may have a drink. You may have a really good, let me think about, I know there's some companies that have packets that can put in water and drink, and there's some that have scoops that you put into other things and drink, and there's some that have tablets and pills. And I'm going to say that I've tried a huge amount of that through the years, and it helped, but it didn't do the job. it helped, but it didn't do the job. And I was at a point where I was saying to the Lord, what in the world am I missing? I've tried so many things. I've spent so much money on things to try and find relief. Even at one point, tried stem cell injections. $6,000 those are. And you know what? 6 months after I did it, I was back where I was in the beginning, and they said to me, well, you may have to do this every 6 months. I don't know about you, but I don't have that kind of money. And so to me, Redox molecules was a small price to pay for the huge amount of relief and return of my health that I have gotten. I'm still healing. I will tell anybody I am still healing. But with the help of Renew 28 Gel, boys, stop. Brentwood, hush. With the help of Renew 28 Gel, I don't have the discomfort in my muscles, or let me just say, there's a front coming in and I have an issue in my lower back. If that happens to be achy, a little Renew 28 Gel, and I'm able to move and not even have to think about it. That's not how it was, but what I had was discomfort in every fiber of my being. That I do not have anymore. When I had taken it, when I had drank Renew 28 Gel, one by one, each month, different things I would notice I'm not dealing with anymore. And about 4 months into this, between the 4th and 5th month, that huge amount of discomfort all of a sudden left me, and it has never returned. The only discomfort that I have at this point is when there's a front coming in and my lower back is hurting. And like I said, little Renew 28 Gel, and I will point out that neither of these have an LD50 rating or side effects, so they cannot be. Pharmaceutical people were researching. People with a pharmaceutical mindset were doing the research for this. When they discovered what they had, it was not what they was trying to create. So it's one of those amazing accidents that the Lord allowed to happen for good reason. But when they discovered what they had, they tried to find an LD50 rating, which means lethal death 50. That means 50% of the subjects would die. That's how they find out what's the safe amount of a drug that you can take. They give it to whatever they're experimenting on, probably rats, till they are dying from it, and then they back off to 50% of that, and that's what they determine that a human being can take without it killing them, so that they can treat their symptoms. Something's wrong with all that, don't you think? That's what I think. I personally don't want to have to take something that's going to give me side effects or damage my kidneys or any number, cause ulcers in my stomach. You name it. You listen to the ads on TV, don't you? They'll tell you what all it will help you do. They'll make it seem wonderful that now you can play with your grandchildren. You can ride bikes with your sweetheart. But then they will list a big old long things of side effects, and I often have joked with my family and said, oh, give me that one. I want that one. Yeah, let me have that one. No, absolutely not. I don't want those kinds of things. And I believe that the Lord made our bodies in a way that if we take care of them, if we give them what they need, they can heal themselves to a great degree. And whatever it can't help, prayer and fasting and the prayers of the saints can go a long ways toward healing. Let me just say, I believe in miracles, and I also believe that this is probably one of the greatest miracles of the day. So whatever it is that your situation is, your body knows what it needs to heal, and your body also is probably starving for the redox molecules that it used to have when it was younger. We have way more. That's why children don't get sick as much as older people. The older you get, there's a decrease in the molecules that you have, and that you naturally have in your body. So when you supplement with them, you bring that level back up, and your body is able to once again start to right itself. Pretty simple. pretty amazing, pretty wondrously wonderful. I highly recommend it. And I will say to you that if you would like to know how to start your journey of redox supplementing, I would love to help you with that. I would super love to help you with that. The only reason that I'm sharing it with people is not because I've found another company that I want to make a fast buck off of people with. Not at all. It's because I know what it's like to suffer. And when I see people suffering, my heart goes out to them. I want so very much. I want to say, look, I have something that might help you. And the hard thing for me is that so many people don't want to listen. They may say, well, she's just selling something, or it's, I tried this and that and it doesn't work, or I tried this for 1 month or 2 months and it just didn't work. But I'm going to tell you, I was very keenly aware when that great discomfort, I'm trying to be compliant, but when that great discomfort left me that I had struggled with for so long, all of a sudden, within 2 days, it was gone at a certain point. I was very keenly aware that if I had stopped drinking this at 2 months or 3 months or even 4, I wouldn't have hit that point where I got complete healing. Yeah, where I got complete relief. That's what I will say. But I did. I got complete relief, and I'm so thankful. Now, I don't remember if I told you guys about my chandeliers in this take. I think I got right into the Redox, but the other fun thing that I wanted to show you were my solar chandeliers. This one here on the table that has been lighting up my beautiful evening. Here, let me get a little bit further away so that you can see the fullness of it. Look at that beautiful thing. Fancy schmancy. So nice. This was a mangled and bent up corroded brass fixture. I brought it home and unbent it and took all of the wiring out of it and painted it with this pretty bronze paint, and then hot glued solar lights in to the places where the lights were. And it has just been such a beautiful blessing. I did it for my daughter Abigail's wedding, and it's something that I've been so happy with. It turned out so well that one of my other daughters replaced her chandelier with a ceiling fan. I'm going to turn around here so we can see it. And so she brought me the old one, and I replaced those with solar lights. I love it. And then I have these over here that had so much fun with it. The little lights that I had put on the chandeliers originally were too small. And so what I did is took the plastic off of them and put them inside candle holders. And now they sit on my deck and have a beautiful spot out here for light. I look out my window and there's those pretty lights, and I love it. And I saw those smaller lights I had put in here, and they just weren't enough lighting. And so I took them off and put these on that had more power. So that's how I got that pretty chandelier. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Like I said, if you would like to know how to get started with redox molecules and improve your life, I would be very happy to help you. Thank you.